Okay, boom. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Robinson. It's another episode of Let's Take a Walk. I hope everybody had an awesome week. I had an awesome week. I was busy, but that's a good problem. I could be not busy at all, not doing anything at all, and I would not want to be that. Anyway, another day, another episode, another great episode, another great guest. I have a psalmist, a praise and worship leader, a entrepreneur, um, songwriter, businesswoman, all around hustler, all around business phenomenon. You name it, she does it. You name it, she is it. Miss Marjane Parks. Um, she's
And
been,
I
if
only
you
go by
reckon,
Marjane.
okay, I'm sorry.
I think I told you that last time too.
Okay, 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 okay. We got another great guest, and if you probably recognize her, she's been on the show before. Miss Marjane is
What
on
up,
the show.
everybody? What up, y'all?
Um, last time you were on the show, you were at an event, and you couldn't really talk as long as you would have wanted. So
Yeah,
we got. I'm thankful and grateful that you gave us another opportunity to come on and kind of pick your brain and chop it up with you. And we
yeah.
really appreciate you being on. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, let's just go right in. What have you been doing since the last time we spoke?
Well, hmm, well, I had been recording, okay, because my producer moved from Los Angeles to North Carolina, where you at right now, and so
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so I think I went about 3 times or so to knock out some songs because we were getting ready for the new release. I think at the time that I had the interview with you, when was that anyway? Can you refresh my memory?
Oh man, it was earlier this summer.
Okay,
I wish I
okay,
could tell you the
so
exact date.
okay, so then my current single, I Choose You, was already out and all
Hmm.
that when I had the interview with you. Okay, so now we're actually getting ready to do another release. And
Okay.
so, yeah, so I've been recording, I've still been doing radio interviews, setting things up. Like I mentioned before we started the live, last Monday I did Atlanta Live. And tomorrow
Hmm.
morning I'm doing Shift TV. I think that airs on the Word Network or something like that. And then I got a
Wow.
message. I got another inbox message today, actually, earlier this afternoon, that there's another show that airs through the Word Network that wants to have me on their show too. So it's a lot of stuff going on as far as that is concerned. And behind the scenes, of course, I write. I'm a wife. I got we got kids, and not little kids. They grown, but still, So life stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this new release. I'm excited about what's coming in 2022. See, I'm already thinking ahead. Like, I strategically do stuff on purpose and have my stuff mapped out. So I'm excited about 2022 as well. I can't wait.
So as you can see, Miss Marjane is very sure of herself. You see how she has just been just really stunting for the last 3 or 4 minutes that she's been talking. But but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, you've been working on. You've been seem like you've been a lot busy, working a lot.
Mhm.
Um, so what's the ultimate plan? Like what's the end game with all the work that you've been doing right now?
So the end game, or what I want to accomplish, is to have even greater doors open for me. As far as really kind of hitting Atlanta the way I want to, kind of like I was able to do when I was at home in California. I was born and raised there. That's where I started. With my music and stuff. So that was home base. I knew how to work California. Okay. So now I'm trying to get myself even more readily available for opportunities that present itself here in Atlanta. So, my goal, I would love to do Praise in the Park here in Atlanta. That's a big event that happens here in Atlanta every year. So, and I'm not quite sure if they've opened the door for artists like myself or not. I know they always have, your main gospel artists that you always hear about, your Jacqueline Carrs, your Kiera Shears, your Kirk Franklins, but when you have artists like myself, people need to hear artists like myself. And I'm gonna give you an example. When I did Atlanta Live on this past Monday, the host had never heard of me, never heard of my music or whatever. And so I did 3 songs live on Atlanta Live on Monday, on this past Monday. And actually, it's on my Facebook wall, guys. So if you guys would like to see the segment, it was phenomenal. But I did 3 songs in an interview. And so the host of the show was just she was so intrigued by my music ministry. Like, literally, she was like, I need your phone number. So now I'm driving on my way home from the recording and she's texting me, "Oh my God, I love your music. Oh my God." She was just going in, and she, and people who had watched the show um were wanting to know, how can we get our music, and oh my God, we just love her ministry. And I mean, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. And so I'm like, okay, so, and that's what we need. We want more people to, be introduced to artists as myself, because when they hear something new, and especially if it's good, I can see if, I was putting out some bootleg junk, which y'all know I don't do that at all. Y'all know I move in the spirit of excellence. I have always done that. So I ain't putting out no bootleg junk. I'm just saying, y'all know I ain't doing that. So if I'm gonna put it out there, it better sound just as good as what's on the radio right now. Am I lying? Tell me, am I
No,
lying?
you're not lying. You're not
Okay.
lying.
Okay,
Oh my
I'm
God.
not doing. I won't do it because I want to maintain that spirit of excellence in my music. And so when people are hearing me for the first time, I don't care if it's a release that I did 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. When they hear it, when it's new to someone who's never heard my music at all. So when they hear it, it needs to be done with excellence. And that, y'all artists out there who are just getting started, or you've been at it for some time, I'm telling you, just make sure that you represent your brand with excellence. You have to, because the other part of the world is not going to take you seriously if you're not representing yourself that way. And I have always represented myself that way from day one, since I started in 2007.
Listen, if you were running for office, I would vote for you right now. Like, I would get up, walk
Yeah,
out of the room, and vote for you right now.
vote for your girl Marjane.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, I might write you into the ballot next month. Um, you brought up you brought up an interesting point. You when you were talking about the praise in the park, and you were talking about some of the artists that are consistently being featured on the stage
Yeah.
versus independent artists such as yourself.
Right.
Um, with that being a part of your equation as an independent artist, um, is it a challenge for you not to chase a sound? Because because you're in a certain place, and you
Hmm.
see in certain individuals doing the same thing that you're doing, but
Hmm.
they're seemingly on a different level or in a different place. Is
Hmm.
it tough for you not to kind of want to chase a sound, to try to maybe
No.
recreate a sound that you?
Marjane, stay in her lane for one. And what God gives me, how he gives it to me, is how he gives it to me. And so I'm not supposed to sound like nobody else. I'm going to sound like Marjane. And so
Right.
it's like, when I'm setting up my music to be sold digitally, it always asks for major artists that you sound like. I leave it blank because I don't sound like nobody. I sound like
Wow.
me. Now, there may be a certain genre of music that you might want to put my music in, but I sound like Marjane. I couldn't even think of any artist that I actually sound like. I mean, you want to be authentically you. And I know for the last couple of years or so, maybe 2, 3 years, everything that you were hearing on your radio was more praise and worship bound. Am I lying? It just sounds more like praise and worship versus something like my single "I Choose You" or something like that. And so no, that's never deterred me from going ahead and releasing my music. That's what makes it so special, because it's not like everything that's on radio. You see what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's what makes it so special. So when people hear it, they're like, "Oh my God, who is that? Like, dang, like this what? And it's a little R&B too. You better come on, sister." You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I like it like that. I told you I was look.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna
Oh
be
my
real with
gosh.
y'all on this live. I am always real on my lives. I don't care. But my folks that follow me on Saturdays, they know. Look, it is what it is. You go get what you go get.
Is that an attitude that you kind of evolved to, or have you felt that way from day one? Have you been like always been that steadfast, like I'm not gonna copy no style, I'm not gonna
I've
emulate try to
always been like that. And like I say, when I am in my prayer time and it's just me and God, it's like, okay, God, what okay. Now I believe that God gives me my music the way He gives it to me, because my music is not for the church. My music is for those that are outside them four walls. And so if I can't reach them, you see what I'm saying? The saved are already saved. So what am I
right,
trying to re-save the save for? They already saved. So if my
right.
music right, so if I can get beyond the four walls of the church and my music can get on national platforms, which it has, and R&B stations and all of that kind of stuff, yeah, play that, because they need to hear something different. And the good thing about my music, when you're hearing my music, um you just get this sense of peace and this sense of love, that God is love, and that's what my music represents. And so like I say, I don't try to change who Marjane is. Marjane is, she gonna bring you that urban contemporary, and it may be a worship song in there, but it's going to have that urban contemporary feel. It's not going to be traditional gospel that you would normally hear. Now I'm not a traditional artist by far, and so I just kind of stick with how God gives it to me, and that's how He does it. So I don't say, well, God, such and such, all the music is a because as soon as I step outside of my lane and how I have been doing it and what God has done for me, then I probably won't be content and happy with it either. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So that's very cool that from day one you've been so steadfast. I
Mhm.
mean, because you don't necessarily hear that very often. Like, speaking personally, I had to grow to that point, and now that I'm at this point, I'm finally wrapping my head around the
Mhm.
whole thing of God giving us a measure of faith, a measure or gifts and resources and talents that are tailor made just for us. You know what I'm saying? Because you got so much stuff to compare it to. It's
Right.
hard. It's very hard not to. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
Um, do you listen to other music? And if you do, how important is it for you to listen to other music, like on the radio? Is it or is it important at all?
Um,
You
I
know.
I think as an artist you should be well rounded. I love all types of music. I Now there was one time in my life where I would listen to country music, and I would watch the CMAs, the Country Music
Mhm.
Awards. I mean, I really would do it just to kind of, because I'm listening to their songs, the words are deep in those country songs. I like, if y'all don't really listen to country songs, like, yeah, they be deep songs. But I love R&B, of course. I think I
Mhm.
mentioned this on the last interview. I started in R&B, although I grew up in the church. R&B music is where I started originally, and then God was like, I got another call on your life. So that's when I started writing the inspirational music, gospel music, stuff like that. And so, hip hop, back in the day when your girl was at home, West Coast Cali chick, when she get back in the day. I used to do the hip hop, but I can't.
Right.
I can't tolerate it. I mean, my spirit can only tolerate so much now of it. So I'll be
Mhm.
like, no. But I do love R&B. I do love jazz, of course, gospel. So it's important for us as musicians or singers or whatever we do to be well rounded in music. So like if I had to go and do background vocals for Ariana Grande, which I have done that before. I have done background vocals for her before. So if I have to do something like that, then I'm able to basically make my voice do whatever I needed to do. And
Mhm.
that's what good gifting and good artistry is, because I really can make my voice do whatever I want it to do. You see what I'm
Excuse
saying?
me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so I can, but it's just when it comes to if Marjane had to pick a genre of music
Mhm.
where she is under, then it would be your contemporary gospel or urban soul, whatever you want to call it. You see what I'm saying? But a good singer can do multiple things with it with a voice, right? A good
Right.
one. So
And clearly you believe that you are a good singer. That
well,
that's clear
look,
to me.
look, I'll just say this, and I'm going to say this and be humble with it. God has truly blessed me with a gift of
Okay.
music. I'm going to
Okay.
be humble with it, okay? Um,
Okay.
and so, and it's so weird too, because I have gotten just this year alone, like I have gotten about maybe 5 or 6 ladies who inbox me and like, do you do voice lessons and stuff? And I'm like, I ain't never done a voice lesson ever in my life, but not saying that I would never ever do it if it presented itself,
Mhm.
because that's how you strengthen your vocal cords and all of that kind of stuff and learn different techniques. Like, before you do your show, you have your warm ups or whatever, stuff like that. But I don't know how to teach people how to sing. I really was born with a gift. And so it's like, how do you help somebody sing other than me kind of teaching them, just some, like on the praise and worship team, before we would go, the service would start, we would do, little warm ups and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, but I've never actually went to a class to learn how to sing. I was actually born with a gift. And so, I always refer those people back to this vocal coach that I found on Instagram. And Dr. Carla is her name, but she is phenomenal. Like, I just go on there from time to time just to kind of see what she's doing. My main thing was, how do I stay hydrated when when you have to do a set that's an hour, or a set that's an hour and 30 minutes? How do you do that in longevity without having vocal fatigue? You see what I'm saying? So that's
Mhm.
things that I was kind of trying to learn. And so, just kind of getting those little nuggets and tidbits. But yeah, but like I say, I'll say it humbly that I was born with a gift. All right. That's the humble way of saying it. Because it's not all about me, right? It really isn't. It's about what God is trying to say through my music. And so, I just, go from there. Yep.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
Um, how important how important is it for you to be considered a gospel or Christian artist? Is it more important just being an artist, or is it important that we put that Christian or that gospel title before your name? How important is that?
Um it's probably important in my world, because people need to distinguish who I am as an artist. I'm not an R&B artist, so I'm not your Beyonce and your Ashanti and all of them, but naked on stage. That ain't my thing. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Could I have taken that route in life? Yes, I could have, but God was like, no. So it's important when you see Marjane's name there, that yeah, it's either followed by or starting before my name, gospel artists or inspirational artists, whatever. but that lets them know up front, okay, this is the kind of artist she is, because I'm going to be representing what I believe in and who lives in me. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's important, because people do need to know that, if especially if they don't know who you are, because
Right.
they don't know. So okay, well, oh, she's gospel. Oh, okay, well, let me go. And then they can go and do whatever they need to do from there. But I think I think it should be important, especially if people don't know you. If I was a real, well-rounded artist, like some of these big artists out there that can just go by Yolanda Adams, well, you ain't even know, you already know who she is. You ain't even got to say God, because that's who she is, right? So,
Right.
you don't really have to do that. But in a case of myself, where I'm still trying to, there's still a whole lot of population out there from Marjane to touch. And so I need people to know, so that way, they can say, oh, okay, I just have that distinguished, oh, she's gospel. Oh, she's inspirational. Okay. You know, then they can go from there and, go ahead and find me and upload,
Okay.
do the uploads.
Um, at this point in your career, um, is it your plan or your goal to remain independent, or would you accept uh, some type of situation, record label situation?
Well, I mean, if the opportunity presented itself, I would love to. But record labels really aren't signing artists like they used to anymore.
Hmm.
And so, the music business has been changing. I mean, it's changing constantly. And so, a lot of your major artists are now independent artists. You see what I'm saying? So they're
Hmm.
not even, they're in their own lane, their own vein,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's not like it used to be years ago when I first started in like 2007, where people were getting signed left and right. And you got your sign on bonus and all this kind. They're not doing any of that. And
Right.
then with the streaming platforms and stuff that we have now, that's kind of it it's just a big opportunity for artists like myself to get out there and be known, because now you can just do stuff on your own, go live on social media, go live on your YouTube, Facebook, IG, whatever, do your reels, whatever, TikTok, and you reaching people, whether
Right.
it's 100 people a day, or like some of my reels on IG. I don't know if y'all follow me on IG, but if you would like to, it's Marjane Music. So everything across the board is Marjane Music, so you can follow me on IG. But I do some reels on IG, and like literally it'd be 8,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,000 views, 1,500 views, whatever. But I'm reaching people. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, and I don't really go at live as much on IG, because Facebook is my primary social media. But I do the reels for that purpose, so that I can kind of be relevant there as well, and get people to, be introduced to the music, and who I am as an artist. So, plus I'm cool. I'm the cool home girl from the West Coast. What? Like, come on, y'all.
You are terrible. Backing up, let's shift gears for a second, slightly. Um, at this point in your career, right? Um, when you look back on what you've done and all that you accomplished and all that you're continuing to accomplish, when
Mhm.
you first started, do you think that you were ready? Like, do you think that you were ready for everything that came with it, or were there some things that blindsided you?
Not at all. I was not ready at all. I kind of used my faith in God to get everything started. God moves when we move, right? So if I had to just sit there when He was downloading all these songs to me, then I wouldn't be sitting here doing this interview with you right now. So,
Right.
um, it's, oh, what can I say? You you have to put yourself in a position where you're ever learning stuff. And so when I first started in 2007, I constantly was learning about the business. Like, okay, what does all this entail, this music business? What does it entail? You have so much to do as an independent artist. How your music should sound, in your mixing and in your mastering and all of that kind of stuff. And because producers, especially radio programmers and stuff like that, they have an ear to hear stuff, and they can play your song for 3 seconds and know, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff that you have to do as an independent artist to prepare yourself, so that way when you're releasing music and stuff like that, when producers and A&R folks or radio programmers pick your music up, you want to again represent your brand with excellence. And so I had to learn a lot of that, and I mean, I'm still learning different things today, and it's been 2007 since I've released music. So I take every nugget along the way. I've even learned things from different radio DJs and programmers and stuff like that. And yeah, and so never be in a position to where you cannot learn anything, because or you arrived is what we say, right? So when you arrive, you can't nobody tell you nothing, right? But no, you have to constantly learn, because again, everything is always changing. And so, you look up, it may not be no Facebook no more. Then what you gonna do? You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And Facebook owns IG. So if IG and Facebook is no more, you better learn how to use YouTube, do all
Mhm.
your stuff over there, get your videos, do your lives and all of that kind of stuff over there. And that's why you have to constantly learn, like, different platforms. What can I do to do this? All right, what's the best avenue to start a project? Whatever it is that you may want to do, but always be in a place where you can learn. That's important, I think.
Absolutely. So is it fun? Is there room for you to have fun in this? Is it fun for you
It is.
still?
Yeah, oh yeah, by all means, yeah, because um my music takes me my music just takes me to a different place. All right, it's just like, whatever, if Marjane is going through, or she's going through something, whatever, life hits, you go through things at home, and there's just a whole lot. But with my music, it just takes me to a whole nother place. Like, nothing else matters, like, literally, like, it is, that's it, you know what I mean? And I love that, because it's kind of God's way of ministering to me, even through my own song, you see what I'm saying? And so yeah, so I never get bored, or think that, oh well, like, if I, how you do, artists can do, it might be somebody's favorite song or whatever, and you didn't sing it 50,000 times. But
Right.
you know what I mean? But I mean, you have to do that. It has to be something that you love and you want to. And then when you present it to people, when you're singing it live or whatever, they know if you feeling it or not. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? People know, okay, dang, she went in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stuff like
Right.
that. So but it's your song, it's your baby, it should feel good to you, because that's something that God has given you. And so, or even if the song was written by someone else, if you singers out there have songs that are written, from someone else, I mean, if it's a song that hits that special place in your spirit, you should never get tired of that. You should never
Right.
get tired of it, because something happens every time that you're ministering that song, you know?
Is in your process, is there something that you kind of surprisingly found that you enjoy outside of the singing and songwriting
Uh,
process? Have you found that there are other aspects that you have to take care of that you found out surprisingly that you actually enjoy?
I actually enjoy doing all my background vocals. So a lot of
Mm.
people did not know that I do all my background vocals, but I do. So when I say Marjane is a one stop shop, that's your girl right here, like right here. So
So is that out of necessity? Was that birthed out of
No,
necessity?
no, because I actually have singers at home in California, and had sing when I moved away. Of course, I had to get singers. You know, I would hire singers here in Atlanta, but
Hmm.
no, I mean, I didn't have to do it, but because I had singers, but I found that I enjoy doing it when I would go to my sessions and stuff like that, and you know, when we would put those vocals down, I'm like, God, dog, like you better sing them background vocals, girl. Sing them. You better sing them background vocals. So, but I love to do background vocals. I don't know why. I mean, aside from doing the lead, but because background vocals, I mean, they carry the song.
Right,
I'm saying.
right.
So it's like to get that, to get certain, songs that just hit the spot. It's like, oh, come on, man. So kind of like my song "I Choose You," like, yeah,
Uh,
you
okay.
yeah, do them background vocals, and I'll be, because sometimes like I'll be in my car, I'll be like, I've heard the song, of course, 100 times over, because it's my song or whatever. But sometimes
Hmm.
I really like listen to it as if I'm not the artist behind the song. And I do that with most of my songs when I'm listening, and I'm like, my God, like that's dope. Like I mean, really, like if you listen, I'll be like, go ahead, you better sing them background vocals, girl. So
Oh my gosh.
so yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. You're too much. You are too much. Listen, I know that as we talked, I know that your time is limited. So I just got a couple more questions for you, and I'm going to get out your way and let you do what you got to do. Um, Overall, what do you want people to what do you hope people learn about you when they listen to your projects and your music? What
So
do you want people to learn about you specifically?
yeah, so when you listen to any of my music, from the music that I have created from 2007 to this point, what is that, 16 years, right? Is that 16 years almost, right?
You said 2000.
Well, 2007 is when I released the first CD.
Yeah, that's like 14.
Okay, so 15, 14, 15. Okay. So from from that time to now, just know when you hear the songs that I have written and that are out there on social media platforms, each song has a story behind it. Each song was written during some type of season in my life, and so and it's kind of like your Mary J. Blige, right? Like when she was in her good
Mhm.
mood, when somebody broke her heart, right? That kind of
Right,
stuff,
right.
right? So each song that I have recorded always happened during something. I went through something, or something occurred, some bump in the road, or it could have just been one of them times where God was just good, and I felt like, oh my God, Lord, like I love you. Thank you, God, for your grace and mercy, and I'm giving you praise and worship right now. You know what I mean? So it
Mhm.
just depends. So I can listen to I can go back, and I've done that on several occasions within the last couple of years. Like I'll just go back and listen to everything that I recorded, and I definitely can hear the um, the transition in my writing, in my vocal ability, and which is a good thing, because when we're in God, we're supposed to go from glory to glory, right? We're not supposed to be
Mhm.
stagnant. He is forever changing. So I can hear those changes in my music, and so it's actually pretty good to see the growth as an artist. And some, especially like my music from back in 2007, I'm like, dang, the music was great, but again, when I think about like recent stuff from 2000, probably 12 and on, and I'm like, wow, like God is so good. He's so amazing. Just so I again, I can hear the difference, the transition of my life and in my writing and vocal ability and stuff like that. And that's just an awesome thing.
Um, who have you been most surprised to find? Who are you most surprised to find out was a fan of yours or was aware of your movement?
Hmm. Who was I most surprised about? Um, I want to say, I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was Katie Bow here in Atlanta. It was somebody that was like really famous, like on the radio. And I remember we were submitting music to radio. I remember that. And he was
Mhm.
like, I know, I heard of you. Oh, I know who you are. And I'm like, you do? Because I know we've been trying to get this music on your station for about 2 years. You ain't said a word to me about nothing. But I'm just saying, so, but yeah,
Right.
so when you get, so that's a good thing though, because it's like, okay, so people are hearing, people know, they just, for whatever reason, they might not be saying much about it, but they, you know what I'm saying? But they
Yeah,
know. That's a good thing though. That's not
absolutely.
a bad thing. That's a good thing. And
Absolutely.
so, yeah, that means you making some type of wave somewhere. Somebody done brought your name up. But then I have always prayed that God would allow my name to be spoken in rooms that I am not even aware of. You know what I mean? Because again, when it comes to the music and everything, I really, really want people to grasp what, you know, who God is in my life and what he does through my music, because really the songs are awesome. I mean, and I have to um, my spirit has to agree with what's being written and what's being sang. I think I've mentioned that on the last interview. It has to be a yes and amen before I even touch it. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to record it. That's from the track, from what I write, how it's composed. I'm not going to do it. Yeah,
Um, these I promise these are the last two
that's all
questions.
right. Come on, that's all right.
The first one is imaging
Hmm.
in gospel music. Do those two terms go together?
Image and gospel music.
Imaging, the whole process of imaging and gospel music. Do those two terms even go together?
The whole process of imaging, as in like how artists may
How you
look
look, how
across.
you dress, how
Right.
you
Okay.
all that.
So I think that is important. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a gospel artist and I do inspirational music, but I'm not about to be up in here dressing like no nun. I'm sorry, I ain't doing it. That's just not my style. I don't even
Right,
dress like that on a day where I ain't doing music. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So you no, so you got to do you, but it takes the spirit of God in you to say, okay, I think that's a little bit too much. You got a little bit too much cleavage showing. You got a little bit too much leg showing. Whatever the case may be. So I'm not about to get on stage in front of 2,000 saints with a cat suit on. Okay,
Right,
like, oh, you really about to do that? You really about to go on stage like that? Because ain't nobody
right,
about to hear nothing. They gonna see
right,
everything, but they ain't listening to nothing. You see what I'm saying? So
right,
it's like,
right.
you can't. I mean, but it all, again, it takes the Holy Spirit within you to say, okay, this is what I want to do. And so as for me, um, and you probably don't hear the word. I mean, the saints probably don't want to use the word sexy or anything like that.
Mhm.
But there is a way that we as women can come across where we look chic and we just there's a way that you can look classy without actually looking like you know one of them. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say no, just the way that you can do it. But it's
right,
different for us because our lives are different.
Mhm.
So it'd be different if I was an R&B artist, because that's what they like. They want to see your tail shaking. They want to see you in your your butt out and breasts out and
Mhm.
halfway soft porn on TV. I mean that's what I mean. I'm just saying that's their world though. So you can't even tie the two together. So but I do want to look nice. I want to look feminine. I want to be I want to look like Marjane. What makes Marjane shine when she puts on clothes, and who and what represent her as an artist. That's important too, because again, you represent your brand, right?
Right.
So, I mean, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's honest, transparent. I get it.
Yeah.
Um, what would you say is the most common misconception that people have about you?
Huh. What would I say is what's the misconception about me? Huh. I don't know actually. I'm trying to think what would be the misconception about Marjane? Oh, probably that I ain't never been through nothing. Cause they always seeing me on my lives and stuff, and I'm always smiling and hey y'all, how y'all doing? And what
Mhm.
y'all doing today? My little upbeat self. And I am upbeat, but I go through stuff too. Y'all, I don't talk about it, but I go through things too. And I think that could be a misconception that dang, Marjane really got it going on. Like, she be on top of, but I go through stuff too. I just don't tell my fans about it, or those that follow me in music about it. And I probably should, because there are a lot of people who may have gone through something, or currently going through something that I have been through already. So how can you minister to somebody if you ain't never been through nothing? But if you've been through something, then that means you can minister to somebody and help them get through, because you've been through it, right?
Right.
So yeah. So I think that would be a misconception, that, oh, okay, yeah, she got it going on. She been nominated for this, and this, and she doing this, and this, and yeah. If y'all only knew, okay, I'm just saying.
All right. Okay. I'm sure that I asked you this the last time you were on, but I'm going to ask you again to see maybe if your answer changes or evolves. Not changes,
Okay,
change, but evolve.
okay,
It's a question that I ask all my guests. So when I ask you, just take a moment, think about it, give me the most honest and transparent answer you can give me. And here is the question, Miss Marjane, what would have to happen in your life if it hasn't happened already for you to consider your life a success? What does success look like for you specifically?
what does success look like me specifically? I think success to me would be, leaving my 9 to 5, traveling the
Mm,
world doing music. Okay. Um, Being in a place financially where I could just sow everywhere. I always wanted to do that, like just be a big giver, right? Because I'm a
right,
cheerful giver. If I really had it to give like that, I would do it. I would put money, in the hands of certain ministries, and people like you who have podcasts and stuff like that, and just kind of be like, yo, I want to drop a seed in your ministry. Yo, what's your handle, dude? I got you.
I appreciate that.
You know
Thank
what
you
I
very
mean?
much. I
So
appreciate
just
that.
just to be in a position like that, having home life and family life, intact. And yeah, I think those are some real things that I would want to see, and hopefully will have the opportunity to accomplish. But I definitely want to be in that place, where I can definitely leave my 9 to 5, because I always told them, if this day come, y'all ain't getting 2 weeks, y'all getting one day. Peace.
Okay. Um, you are something else. You are something else. I gotta say that. Um, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, somebody wants to I don't know, submit music, beats, lyrics. Somebody just wants advice. Somebody heard something that you said on this show and they
Uh-huh.
want you to like elaborate on it or maybe it touched their life.
Hmm.
How can somebody get in touch with you?
So you all can follow me at Marjane Music. Okay, that's right here on your Facebook and on your IG. And then I also have marjanemusic.com, which is my website. And we're getting ready. I'm actually going to be revamping my website soon. That's what I've been wanting to do for the last year. So hopefully we can get that done before this new release, El Shaddai, comes out next month, by the way, which is coming out next month, November the 12th. I want y'all to be ready, okay? I have never released music this late in a year, ever. But I strategically wanted to do that because I knew that in this season, the people of God needed to be reminded of who God is. Who is He in your life? What does He represent for you in this season? So that's why I wanted to do it that way. So y'all follow your girl on IG, all right, and Facebook, all right, and Marjane Music. It's Marjane. No, my name is not Marjane, and it's not Marjani. It's Marjane. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know that. All right, there's an accent over the E for y'all. Let me tell you, look, something funny. I have called into the radio stations before and be like, "Yo, this is Marjane. It's not Marjane. It's Marjane." Just so y'all know.
Listen, hey, I mean, I guess that comes with the territory, though, huh? You're okay with it now at this point, right?
No, no, no.
No,
So now when people get stuff from us now, it's gonna say pronounced Marja Nay. Marja Nay. All right. So people
got you,
know.
got you.
So people don't
Oh,
forget.
before you go, one last thing. Um, where are you gonna be? Where can people find you? What's on your itinerary for next?
So last Monday we did Atlanta Live last Monday. I had
Mhm.
your interview tonight, and then tomorrow I am doing Shift TV. And I believe Shift TV airs on the Word Network. And so I have that coming up. There is an event that I am not singing at, but I am doing some backstage stuff for the artist. It's a quartet event with Pastor Shirley Caesar. That's on October 30th here in Atlanta. So I got a call to come and take part in that. And no, of course I won't be singing there, but that's okay. I have met Mama Shirley Caesar before, so that's all good. But it's a quartet event or something like that. But what I am doing backstage is very important, and it actually will give me a chance to meet all of the different artists that are there, including Pastor Shirley Caesar again. So that's going to be nice. That's going to be on October the 30th. So I'm excited about that. And then next month is the release for El Shaddai. So all of you all keep your notifications on. Mike, I'm hit you and be like, yo, El Shaddai is out. Look, we got one more week. You ready? You ready?
Please hit me up. Shoot
I
it to me,
will.
email it to me
I
so I
will.
can have
And
it, so I can share it.
I'm so excited. Look, I told you I was already in 2022. I'm excited about this next release that I got coming in 2022. It's fire. And my son is on this one. My son is on this one.
Okay, what does he do? Does he sing,
He raps.
rap?
He raps. But
Okay,
my son is a hip hop artist, but I was like, look, you got to do something clean for your mom. I just, please, can you do something clean for your mom? And
right.
he came through. He's like, Mom, give me a minute. He went downstairs. Mom, give me a minute. Came back. I was like, yeah, that's it. That's it right there. So I'm excited to present that to y'all next year. That's going to be the summer jam, though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Miss Marjane, I appreciate well, to say that I appreciate it is an understatement, but I thank you for coming on again,
Thank
to the
you.
platform. I truly appreciate it. I always learn a little something, and you got me on here about to cry laughing. Um,
Well, that's good
you got me about to cry laughing
at
on
least
here.
people can see, my personality, because I like to be bubbly and have fun. That's just, it's funny to me first before I put it out there. So what you think about that? Nah.
anyways, again, I thank you and I appreciate you, and listen, this is not going to be last time. I'm gonna keep bothering you, and I'm gonna keep having you on here as many times as you agree to come on here, because this is the type of energy that this platform needs, that I need, that
Mm-hmm.
people need, and what you're doing is so much in tune with what this platform is about. And
Right.
so, I just wish you much blessings on everything that you have going on. El Shaddai, I choose you, uh, Jack and Jill, uh,
Jack and Jill. I
Three
can write
Little
something about
Pigs,
Jack and Jill.
all that.
I wrote a look. Why you talking about some Jack and Jill? I had to do this audition. Wait, hold
Uh,
on. Let me wrap it up. This was probably about 2014, 15. I did this audition. I was doing an audition for background vocals for a neo soul artist, right? And
mhm.
so they wanted each artist that came to the audition in their time slot to sing their favorite nursery rhyme, right? So you sing your favorite nursery rhyme, but they wanted to know the creativity behind, your nursery rhyme, because that's what was gonna get you picked. So
Yeah.
when they gave us 3 minutes, all right, to come up with something, literally 3 minutes. So I sat in there and I'm like, okay, Itsy Bitsy Spider, right? Itsy Bitsy Spider
Mhm.
was my favorite. So I went in there, I sat down, I was writing, I started humming or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's dope, right? So I go in there and sing the dang on song. And the producer was like, how did you come up with that in 3 minutes? And I was like, you asked me to be creative, so I was creative. Do
Mhm.
you know that the lady, now I didn't know that the artist was watching us do our audition from behind the little window thing, because you couldn't see who was behind there.
Right.
She didn't even pick me. I said she was probably hating. My song was good. Don't be hating on me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because it was dope. I'm telling you. Because I was like, if somebody put music to that right now, they can ride to that.
Oh my gosh. If you are not anything, you are definitely sure
I,
and confident.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Hold on. Because you
Oh
said
my,
you got an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, right?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my Izzy's Busy Spider if I can remember how I wrote it. Look, I'm gonna do it just for you.
Okay, sure.
So
Why
it
not?
said, so it said this. Um, Itsy bitsy spider came up the water spout. Then the rain came running and washed the spider out. Itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Then the rain came running and washed the spider out. The sun was shining and it caught up the rain, and the spider was happy. He climbed up the spout again. Yeah, itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Then the rain came running and washed the spider out. Itsy bitsy spider, itsy bitsy spider, yeah, yeah. Tell me that ain't sweet.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I had to put some R&B on the itsy bitsy spider, but I was
Oh no,
like, yo,
that was
I
really dope.
put some music to that for real. Like, if somebody I could roll with Itsy Bitsy Spider for real.
That's you should you should make that like an interlude in between some of your songs, just for just as a
Just ask just
something playful. Yeah, something playful. Like
I was like, yo, that was tight though. Cause the producer at the thing was like, how did you come up with that? And I was like, you asked for creativity. I mean, dang.
that was pretty dope. Like I said, hey, I would put that. Hey, I would put that on as an interlude or something. Make that something.
Yep.
Do, do something with it.
Put you a nice little R&B track on there, boy. Be like, Itsy Bitsy Spider doing it like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It definitely would be different. That's something change of pace and it's playful. You know what I
Yes,
mean? I like that.
exactly.
That's pretty dope.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope.
Yep.
So, Miss Marjane, again, I thank you for coming
Welcome.
on. And like I said, I wish you much blessings on everything that you have going on.
Thank
The
you.
movement. Is there anybody that you feel the need to shout out right now?
I want
Um,
to shout out everybody, including you. Thank you guys so much for having me on y'all shows and radio podcasts and all of that kind of stuff. And for all y'all that literally, like, I'm serious, for y'all that follow me on Facebook, here on Facebook, and you join me on Saturdays on my live. Like, I don't have a set time when I go live on Saturdays. I just kind of go live when, I'm available too. So when you're always keep your notifications on so that way you know that when I go live, come on in, because we be having fun on my lives. And the last couple of times or last couple of weeks, it's probably been maybe 3 weeks or so, God had really been giving me a word like to give to the people. So we go in on that, and then of course people get to kind of see my personality like I am on this interview with you, because I want people to know that um I'm a real person too. And so not just, behind the music, who is Marjane? What's her personality like? Because people don't know, they only see
right,
the music stuff, but who is Marjane? And so that's part of the reason why I do the lives too, because I want people to um, be comfortable with me as, they homegirl or they sister or whatever the case may be, so and you guys can DM me. I don't mind. I do answer. Now don't DM me no foolishness though, because
right.
blocking is a ministry and I use it very well. Okay, I'm just gonna let y'all know that. Okay, so y'all can DM me. I get all kinds of DMs. People ask, can I pray for them? Oh, I heard this song on Spotify, or I heard your stuff on Pandora, and I just love your music. And I do respond. So you guys can definitely reach out to me if you have questions about, how do you get started in the industry? No, I don't know everything. I am still learning everything, but I can give you some nuggets that can help you, because I have been at this a very long time. So,
Very, very awesome. I thank you again for that. You heard her. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, need advice, prayer, even prayer, you know, she is open, ready, and willing and able.
I
But
am.
no crazy stuff, because
Crazy stuff.
blocking
Blocking
is
the
a
ministry.
ministry.
You got
So
it.
with that being said, again, I appreciate you. I thank you for coming on again. Um, and I'm looking forward and looking out. And I checked you out on Atlanta Live. You
You
did
did.
all right. You did all right.
That's all right. That's all right. Send look. Put the link on your page to the people. Just let
Okay.
them. Let
Oh, I let them be the
yeah,
judge. Okay, I
yeah,
got you.
yeah.
I got you.
You
I
don't
got
count because you already know what's up. They
right.
don't know.
Okay. I appreciate that. I got you. I got you. But yeah, I thank you, and I hope you you know on your event tomorrow. I hope you tear it up. Well, I don't even have to tell you that because I know you're gonna do a good job. You're probably gonna have them laughing like me. But
Yeah, I try. We
yeah,
get deep sometimes though, but when the opportunity present itself where I can really kind of let my personality shine, then I will. Sometimes it depends on who, what the segment is about, and so sometimes it could be real deep, combos and stuff. But it
right.
just depends. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But thank you. It's gonna be nice.
I'm sure. I'm very sure.
Yeah,
And again, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Um, you have a great night and an awesome weekend. And
You
again, I look forward to sitting down with you again real soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye
Good night.
bye.
All right, y'all. Listen, I guess y'all can see, the background is different because I am out of town. I am right now. I am in Burlington, North Carolina, attending a praise and worship workshop um, in Reedsville, North Carolina. I'm in Burlington right now, but it's in Reedsville, North Carolina. So I'm looking forward to that. But I was not going to cancel this interview um, because it was what it was. It was hilarious, fun, and I learned something, and I hope that you guys did too. Um, with that being said, man, I just want everybody, whatever you whatever you aspire to do, whatever you aspire to be, just keep pressing forward, man, because faith without works is dead. Um, so if you want it, you got to get up, get out, and get something, and allow God to refine your search. You know how like on the Google or whatever that it'll give you the option to refine your search if you type in something that the computer doesn't recognize or that Google doesn't recognize, it actually to refine your search. Well, you do what you got to do. Go forward and allow God to refine your search so that you'll be focused on the right things and moving towards the right things and doing the right things to ultimately accomplish whatever your goal is. And that's my little that's my little tidbit nugget for the evening. I want to thank you guys for coming out and checking us out here on Let's Take a Walk. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend and an awesome week next week. And I will see you guys next week. All right. You have a good one. Be good. Don't hurt nobody.